in the middle of some terrible science as the sun is beginning to brighten the sky. And as I recall, Hans, you took a look at the situation and said, my job here is done. You are, however, a vampire who is inside a building with lots of windows, and you are you. I'm going to ask you, what on earth do you want to do? Right? It might be a little tricky to consider what to do. Even resisting staying awake is resisting going to sleep is pretty hard if the sun gets a little higher.
It's a building that has been made or managed by vampires.
True. Very true.
We have to have like cold corridors somewhere hidden from the sun.
Absolutely correct. Yes.
So I'm going to try to find one and hide. Sleep.
Excellent. Okay, we will deal with you in a little as we go along. Just don't let us forget you.
Yeah.
And so, up in this room where the sun is going to stream in, we have, I believe, Ola, did you say that you are going to stay there? You have no defenses against sunlight.
No, I said that if no one else stayed, I would. So, and then we had fun.
Okay.
So I'm not staying.
Okay.
This.
Odin,
that was before.
Is there something you have to do, or should we wait for you?
No, it wasn't that urgent. But didn't we see like last meeting that the others would like go to like somewhat predetermined place to stay when I was the one staying left for a while?
Yes. So and
recall.
Sorry. And so Ansa, you have to be there at least for a little, at least for as long as you can. To continue, because we need more science rolls. Otherwise, this is all going to go very badly. It would be, for example, a very bad idea to absorb the power of the sun and then release it in a massive concentrated explosion. That would be a bad idea, for example.
But
naming possibilities.
Didn't we finish the experiment last time?
We did not, because there still are science rolls that have to be made to progress through the steps. And I have examined the extended rules on page 170 and 71, and I have examined the sunlight rules, which are in several places. And those are modified by your coils. So you actually have the ability to resist or withstand the sunlight longer than normal vampires for the two of you. So that modifies the situation. At the moment, we have the spectacle of Ansa, who is probably with some kind of scientific instrumentation, like adjusting lenses, right? Or maybe hooking up some connections so that she can take data. No matter what happens, we must collect the data. Or all the whatever kind of sciencey things that Ansa is doing with this body of Solveig. And it's a time basically to get I can't remember. Did we get the Vitae out of Austin? Yes, we took care of that. Okay. Yeah, so here it goes. Let's begin then with Ansa's role. As the sunlight comes up or begins to come up, the two of you are capable of maintaining this blush of life into the daylight. So because of the coils of the dragon that you have mastered. But to do that, you have to spend one vitae. So if the two of you will have to spend vitae in order to persist at this point, unless you want to check the rules on that, Odin, and make sure that I am not messing you up. Because the coils rules were a little tricky.
Yeah, it's defies. But you recall that I at least spent blood to stay a while. Right. So that I could stay awake.
Okay.
And plus but there was one also thing I also checked, if I recall, was that I also had, because of this weird experiment, and I kind of have temporary higher coils than I used to have.
Yes, you do. You have a much higher level of blood potency and power than you had before. That is correct.
I also had a coil that did that I did not panic when encountering the sun or the fire.
Right. Exactly. So that's what I have here next to my notes. I say all of the above modified by coils of the dragon. So that's your situation, but it's different for Ansa. I think Ansa, in order to resist your fear of to maintain your operation in the daylight, the beginning of the daylight, you're going to need to spend 1 point of vitae. So that's one thing you need to do. And then also there's the matter of resisting frenzy because of the fear of the sun. So that's one thing you have to do, is to maintain your control, even though the sun, as the sun begins to rise. Yes, Ola.
I trapped the...
Yes, you did. The trapped thing is still trapped. Yeah. But on the other hand, it is talking to Nora. And also, Nora, you have the option to actually step into to take the place of Solveig. All you have to do is drain him of blood, and you will take his place and become the subject. But that's just an option, of course.
Yeah, I noticed that we tracked back a bit compared to the last session.
Tell me what you recall. I think I was
because
okay. Go ahead.
Because I was just wondering if Hans has left.
Right.
You two are in the room, and I'm right outside.
Yes.
And I'm totally meaningless where I am right now. I cannot do anything just on the other side of a door.
You can't do anything that affects what is happening inside. That's correct.
And if I go in, I'm basically toast.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So Hans is not even there.
Right. Hans has definitely found a stairwell and has happily, going through the vampire-friendly ways to get through the building. And I was going to ask Nathan, I was going to ask if you are trying to leave the building through some kind of secret means, or whether you are just going to find one of the several safe spots that cannot be discovered easily.
Safe spots sounds nice. Don't go outside when the sun is rising. That sounds odd.
So it seems to me as though this place would certainly have little safe spots for vampires to go and, nest if they need to, and it's very difficult to find them. And you have the high status in the Covenant, so you would know things like that. You would know the best ones, right, that they save for important people. So kind of like the little fallout shelter concept. Of course, physical comfort doesn't bother vampires when they go into sleep for the day, so it's just like a little closet kind of place. Not really the morgue. They don't put you on a little roller and slide you into a drawer, but not much better. Yeah, not much better than that. So, but self-operated, of course. So, so that's where you are going. About the time when Eja is saying, "All right, what am I going to do?" You are unaware of those secret, excellent hiding places.
Yeah, is there any way for me to at least see what's happening inside the room? There again, kind of surveillance cameras, something like that.
That's surveillance cameras. Probably not. I don't think that they would have permitted that for this project in particular. Are you technical enough to figure out how to get them working?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
If it's not just academics, because I have one daughter in academics.
Odin, did you want to say something?
I recall Arcade just talked something about I take your camera or like take pictures of the like last step when you needed to go down.
Right.
Yeah, I lent you my camera, so I'm just like I'm just sitting on the chair with my hands on my lap. And
okay. I see. I wonder what's going to come out of there. Okay, so Henna, did you want to say something?
No, not really. I was just thinking, like, would it be possible at this point that we actually had part of the experiment that we want to film it or something? In which case, I don't know, right. Yeah.
Well, I believe that now that you mention it, I believe that Ejda had given the camera to Nora so that, the art, especially lots of pictures of the art. That's the important part. For
yeah, that was the reason I took the camera.
Right.
Because the sun was going to remove it.
So in that case, let's move to this. Henna, you need to resist frenzy, which is going to require a roll of resolve plus composure, but this is going to be modified in all sorts of interesting ways. You are currently not in danger of damage because of the coil of the dragon, I think. Although I want to check on that. How many levels of the coil do you have? 2?
Yes, 2.
2. Okay, so in that case, here we are. Right. So with 2, the blush of life now lasts 24 hours. So, but the blush of life still doesn't protect you against the light. So you can spend that point of vitae to keep the blush of life going. And so you are in danger of lethal damage. So that means that to resist frenzy, that's going to be -2 dice. On the other hand, you are very motivated. And you may actually benefit from the tasked condition, which I believe gives you +3. I will double check on that to see. Maybe I'm being too generous, but according to tasked, no, your dice are more effective. That's what it means. Okay. So you have less dice, but they are more effective if they hit. So resolve plus composure -2.
0 success.
Ooh, right then. Okay, so in that case, this experiment is in danger of failing because we have you in a situation of frenzy, and so the question is whether you can try to survive, or keep your cool Okay, so it is not a dramatic failure. Resolve, for example. Okay, right. Right. Failure means you can succumbs to frenzy. Okay, hold on a second. Right. Yes.
If she succumbs to it or rides the wave, as
Yes.
it's called.
Yes. So the question, if you want to keep going, you are going to have to ride the wave. And that means you have to spend a willpower point.
Yes, that's good.
And then you'll make another resolve versus composure roll. This one is unmodified.
Okay.
You won't get hit with the same penalty. So this one is resolve plus composure by itself. No modifier. Any 8 or above?
1.
Okay. So you are feeling the terror of the sun, and you're probably shaking and trembling and cringing from the sun, but you're holding yourself together to try to keep the experiment going. And in which case, now it is time for your science roll, which in this case is going to be your intelligence, your skill in the science, plus 1 for your specialty. But these are going to get harder as you go. So you need lots of successes. You can spend willpower for 3 dice.
No, I didn't spend it here, and I don't need it because it's 4 successes and one of them is 10. So I reroll no more, so 4.
Okay, so 4. All right. All right. That actually is quite excellent. You need a certain number of successes, and you got a lot. And the effect now is that all of the lights and beeping and computer files and things start to do all of their dramatic activity. Solvay's body actually absorbs sunlight and becomes more and more and more healthy looking. So it should be Vitae that restores his normal body. It should be Vitae. And I know that I think you guys pumped a bunch into him, but that did not have an effect. The sunlight is what is turning him to look like a person again. So he is now becoming, he's not conscious yet, but he is becoming, you can tell that he is out of torpor. He's just in sleep now. So you have restored him, but it's the sunlight pouring into him that is actually doing it. So this is very unvampire. This is very close to one of the great ideals of the Covenant. So the chance for everything to go wrong, like a dramatic failure, for example, could easily turn the whole thing into a solar explosion, or perhaps he will be resurrected as a light-driven demon who feeds on the blood of vampires and has 10,000 deaths. Something like that.